Alright, I believe we are live. Hello, hello, and welcome to the Creator's Garden. I am Hikari Harpy, and if you are new to this channel, you might not know this, but this is a little bit of a surprise stream today. Usually my streams are at Friday, 10 a.m. PST, but today I thought I'd go ahead and do something a little bit different and just sort of pop in unannounced, see who stops by. This is going to be more of a chill vibe for you to relax and enjoy things in the background while I will be doodling random things such as maybe some stickers, for instance. I've been feeling in the mood to drop some more borbs, little creatures that you can see all around me. So, with that being said, I will go ahead and start putting up the main camera. Goodness. Now, you already can tell that I'm a little bit scatterbrained today. Just so much to do, so little time. But not to worry, for I will have a few things to note. For instance, I've been getting into a few things as of late. One being the game called Palia, which apparently just recently did a video about what their new updates would be. So it's been a long time since I've played that game, but I look forward to starting it up again, although it'll have to be on a new profile because my other one is not going to cut it. Anyways, without further ado, to the main camera we go. There we are. That is much more like it. So now, as you can see, we do have a nice clean sheet of sticker paper right here, as well as an X-Acto knife, pencil, alcohol markers, white gel pen, and a couple of inking pens that we can use to make things look more neat. But yes, this is going to be a very, very loose sort of deal. So just sit back, relax, and let's get creative together, shall we? So the fun thing about borbs is that they already have a base in mind, essentially. You got your little mochi-shaped base to start off with to accentuate their squishiness. And they will all have wings, feathers, that can either act as actual wings or it could just be like their ears. It depends on which type of boar we're going for. I have two versions, essentially. The first one is a type where it is very much a lot more strictly bird-based. So in this case, these would be more of the wings of the creature rather than any other part. And of course, you got to have eyes. The eyes can be essentially anything you want. And then a little tiny beak. the other type of borb that I have around. We have the same base, but now we got tiny little talons. Now you can draw the talons in a number of ways. A couple of times I drew them sticking out like that, with their little grippy little talons coming out. But recently I've taken into doing more of a sort of sitting position like this. And then they usually have more kind of like feathery ears like so. And then a little feather tipped tail right at the end. And the face would generally be the same. And then after that, you can just basically accessorize it or change it however you want. You can change its colors, you could give it clothes, you can give it a little crown, whatever you feel like. And that's what makes them really nice to just sort of have as a beginning. So let's see. With these ones, I think what I'm going to do is just give them all a standard black line art, and then, well, we'll see what colors I decide to make them later. There is no rhyme or reason to them whatsoever. But yes, in the meantime, I would like to talk about a couple of things I've been into nowadays. I mentioned Palia earlier. I find the world building for that game very interesting, and I really hope that they continue to develop the story of that game, because I think it has a lot of potential. And of course, there's a bunch of quality of life things and bug things that they could be addressing as well, but I'm sure that will come in due time. But yes, I look forward to playing that. I believe the update is coming tomorrow, so that's when I'll probably attempt to get back into it, and we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I've actually been oddly intrigued in watching Smiling Friends, of all things. Initially, when the show came out, I just heard, oh, it was like started by a YouTuber that I wasn't familiar with. And the sense of humor was just a little bit too random for my liking. So at the time, I sort of passed it up. Now that I think about it, I had a similar reaction to Adventure Time when it first aired on television as well. That it just looked a little bit too weird, a little bit too out there for me to really get a handle on what's going on or for it to speak to me in any meaningful way. So I skipped it. But I recently came across a compilation video for one of the characters of Smiling Friends, Alan. And it just got me like intrigued enough to be like, alright, I will check it out. And so I did. And now this is just going to be like a miniature hole I'm in for a while. And funnily enough, just before I started this stream, VivziePop dropped the teaser trailer for Husband Hotel Season 2, so I did see that. And oh my goodness. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot. I'm not sure if I'm emotionally prepared. But I will enjoy it nonetheless. I look forward to being able to see it come October. Now let's see. What to do. I think I could do maybe a sort of purple and yellow one. That could be a good one. Actually, what I think I'll start with is maybe a shadow color, so that when I go over it with the base color, I can kind of spread it about a bit and just maybe soften it a bit, but we'll see. We'll see how effective that is. I think that's a nice thing, is that I can more freely experiment with the standalone illustrations as opposed to when I'm working on my comic, which is usually what I do for my Friday streams, is that I work on my current Snapdragon Club comic. For those who are new, I have a comic series called the Snapdragon Club series, in which it all takes place on a fantastical world where isekai humans are the norm, and there are fairies and dragons and giant monsters, all a part of this very fantastical world that hopefully stays safe from any encroaching demons that may want to harvest from that world and destroy it. But we can only hope. That they stay safe. But yes, the current story that I'm working on is called The Actress's Tale, in which the titular actress pays a visit to the Snapdragon Club. And maybe a few discoveries are made in the meantime. But yes, I think as of this stream, I have roughly 22 pages of that comic planned out. Some of them are already fully colored, thanks to the work done on previous streams. Excuse me. But, yeah. So far it's going pretty well. I am a little bit in a place of trying to figure out how to connect certain plot points at this juncture. But I think tone and theming wise, I might be in a decent spot. Now let's see. This little guy seems a little bit punkish, a little bit of a troublemaker. What would I color him? I think what I want to try is maybe some brown. Brown. Maybe brown and pink. We'll try that. We'll try that. So, the interesting about these markers in particular is that I have refilled them with a mixture of alcohol refill inks that I have on hand because alcohol ink is expensive in general, and constantly ordering more is a little bit of a pain. So I thought for the interim at least, I would attempt to just sort of make my own version that tries to color match the markers that I already have. At least to the best of my ability, anyhow. But it also means that the shade I have of these colors is very limited. Yeah, you can see it here actually, I think. I believe the first color that I used was the initial true color of this marker, and this side is where I had refilled the inks. So as you can see, that was definitely not very good color matching. But that's also because it's a little bit difficult to parse what a color might look like before it's completely dried. And it can also be a little bit weird if it's on a different type of paper. That's why those are more experimental browns. And I'm not in very dire need of browns so far. I already have a sort of base brown that I use for coloring my protagonist, so I'm good on that at least. Blends a lot better when the ink is still a little bit wet. So, just to show how I plan on going about this, you can see right here, I have a tiny, cheap little cutting board right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the X-Acto knife to cut it out. And hello, Haruo. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you again. And yes, I have basically made this stream to hopefully catch the people who would prefer a more afternoonish time slot. So, yes. So, once again, there is the fishing mini game if you are so inclined. But, yeah, other than that, go ahead, sit back, relax, chill. Do any art or doodles if you feel like. And we also do have a question of the day, I believe, in the pinned comment as well. But in the meantime, I feel like I've actually gotten pretty good at doing a really nice even line where I can leave a little bit of a white outer rim on the sticker. It's still not super polished as, say, what a Cricut machine might be able to do. But I feel like for stickers that I want to use for my own personal uses, this suits me just fine. And I feel like I can easily get very lost in a zen mode if I do this for a whole batch of stickers. So here we are, our little borb sticker. I'll just set you aside over there. Not quite a clean cut over there, but that's all right. Hopefully that was all the way around, and I can just, yep, there we are, another borb sticker. You really want to get back into Mega Man content and Sonic content. Miss the Archie Sonic and Mega Man crossover? Aww. Yeah. I think even though I started out with, say, Mega Man X, I believe, for the Super Nintendo, the version of Mega Man that I have the most attachment to is Mega Man NT Warrior, which is like, I believe, early 2000s Mega Man anime, which is like the same universe as the Mega Man Battle Network games. So I thought, oh, like, that version of Mega Man was pretty fun. But, yes, Sonic is also, you know, a really nice one as well. I also, in terms of pieces of media that I haven't looked back on in a while, in a hot minute, even though this one in particular isn't too old in comparison to Mega Man or Sonic. It's this Latin American cartoon called Villainous, or like Villanos, something like that. And it's some sort of like edgy, you know, villain corporation that tries to help other villains take care of their heroes and stuff like that, which I think is a interesting concept. But unfortunately, it only had like half a season, and the rest has been tied up in contract limbo, I suppose. as far as I'm aware. But I do hope that the show gets to continue. Mega Man Battle Network was my jam, at least for me. Still need to watch Warriors. Yeah. Oh, you want to watch Illness? Yeah. It's just got like a really interesting aesthetic choice. And I think it's also like a little bit funny that the creator of the show voices Black Hat in both English and Spanish. He also voices Black Hot in Spanish, whereas Black Hot and 505 are both voiced by Markiplier in English. They did a collab with Ben 10, and also Nightmind is doing something with Villainous. Yeah, I heard about that. Because for those who don't know, Villainous also kind of does this sort of. They did this sort of ARG thing with Black Hat because basically, from what I understand, the character of Black Hat is sort of this eldritch being that is not so easily defined. He's like eldritch cryptid type deal that is like no one knows how to deal with him. No one knows like if it's even capable of being defeated. It's got like all this occult stuff tied to him, and basically they try to give a whole lot of reasons to essentially fear him, including like an account of just a random like human person getting caught up in all this like eldritch stuff related to Black Hat. So it does not surprise me, but it also does surprise me just because I think it's just still a thing about like YouTubers and content creators in general finding, fame, celebrity status, notoriety enough to be, contacted by people and being like, hey, we see that this is what you usually work with. How would you like to like join us for this sort of like collaboration or this sort of project? And it just makes sense. Like Nightmind, for those who don't know, is all about like basically explaining and going over ARGs, although he always, advocates for going to experience those ARGs for yourself first before looking at his stuff so that you get, the full brunt of the experience. But, yeah, it totally makes sense, and I do look forward to seeing what they come up with for that. Yeah, Black Hat's voice actor is the creator of Villainous, Alan Aturiel. He does it both in English and in Spanish, which he mentioned, I think, in a behind-the-scenes video that because Black Hat is not human, the way he speaks changes a little bit. For instance, in Spanish, he sort of fumbles his words a bit, or sounds like he's not completely used to speaking with a more humanoid mouth. So he tries to put those types of inflections when he's doing Black Hat in Spanish, versus in English he can sort of just kind of speak the English lines normally, because it already sounds like Black Hat is trying to, you know, speak in a second language that he is not, you know, completely, you know, used to yet. But it's or, you know, something similar to that degree, at least. It's not exact quoting or anything, but I think that was the general vibe that I got from watching that behind the scenes, and I just thought it was like super interesting, and it really does make Black Hat more of an interesting set piece, unfortunately, and less of a character that may see any type of growth or change. It's more, I think what they're going for is that Black Hat is more of a, like, unnatural force of nature that you can only barely circumvent, but never really, like, defeat. At least that's the vibe I'm getting from it, but yeah. And also, don't worry about feeling like you're missing out, because the good thing about getting into something later is that you already have basically everything up until that point. You don't have to wait for it. You can just, like, go find it and stuff. It's also, like, the same with, like, video games these days. Like, getting into Monster Hunter, for instance. The good thing about Rise and Sunbreak being completely done and absolutely, like, finished with their updates is that now you have everything and don't have to wait for further title updates coming up months later or weeks later. Need to make more time for Villainous. Well, take your time. It's not going anywhere. And who knows when those other episodes are going to get released. But, yeah. Here's hoping we'll get to see more of it soon. And speaking of other edgy animations, I mentioned earlier in the stream, but the Has Been a Hotel Season 2 teaser trailer just dropped on Vivzi's channel, so I did see that. I don't know if you did. All I will say is that I am scared, I am intrigued, and I await Season 2 with bated breath. Well, Shizbeth, welcome, welcome. I've been doing well, and I hope you have been too. That goes for anyone watching the VOD as well. Hope your day is going well. So yes, surprise! Random Tuesday stream. with the deer guy. Yes, that would be Alistair. Yes. Don't worry about it too much. It is not everyone's cup of tea for good reason. Hey, Ferox, welcome, welcome. I see. But also, you don't need to say that. You don't need to say that. They have good songs, though? Yeah, I'd say a decent amount of good songs, yeah. But also, far too much cursing. It is to the point where most songs I can't even really sing because I don't curse. That is not a thing I do. Poison Japanese version is good? Ooh. I might have heard it once, or somebody's cover of it in Japanese, but I have... It's been a hot minute. Heard one song. You're talking about Addict, which is technically more related to the pilot of the show, not so much the season 1 proper. Not everything from the pilot fully made it into canon, I don't think, so... Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I do have a question of the day up, which is if you have like any like media that you're nostalgic for. We mentioned Mega Man and Sonic. I'm making more borb stickers just for personal use. Though I guess you guys can let me know if borb stickers would be something you'd be interested in the comments. And I think with these ones, since the first ones I did were kind of plain, you can go ahead and see them again right here. I think these next borbs, I might try to like give them little accessories, see how that works. Maybe I can give these like yeah, maybe not on this one. Oh yeah, you like Murder Jones? Yeah, I remember that one being big. I think that one ended recently, didn't it? It wasn't my personal cup of tea, but I heard it was good, so I'm glad for everyone who managed to like enjoy that show. For what it's worth, the animation that I did see of Murder Jones looked really good, so I think props to Glitch for that. And I think that standard of quality is continuing on with the Amazing Digital Circus as well. Yeah, agreed. I think what I want to do is I'm going to give this borb earrings. Gotta give it its little talon feet. Because some borbs just want to be dangerous. They want to be dangerous and grip things with their grippy talons. And then this one, maybe I give it a flower crown. Like the one I'm wearing now. Maybe not exact, but maybe something like it. Okay. I think the sketch for that is good enough. You need to renew your OC reference. Yeah. That's sort of what I'm slowly doing with my own for my Harpy form as well. I still like putting myself in all sorts of different outfits, which I do have another base for. If anyone has any requests for an outfit they'd like to see my harpy form in, we can see that. Although for this particular pose, I'd probably be more inclined to like put them in something that has a skirt or a dress, something pretty looking. Come and get a poofy skirt, Lolita fashion. Love the bros chugging along at cons in the heat with peak fashion. Yeah. Ooh, Lolita. That could be a good one. I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at. I like it. I like it. But yeah, I think we can get started on the sketch of that after I'm done with these borbs. And since this is a more chill stream, I will have plenty of time to just go ahead, look up what I need to. I absolutely messed up that feathered ear, but that's okay. This can just be its new wing. It now has both a feathered ear and a wing. It's fine. We don't make mistakes, just happy accidents. That's all inked up now. Where in the world did I put my eraser? Gonna start turning into Dora the Explorer. Can you see my eraser? Oh, there it is. Off screen, right behind the fishing game. But yeah, I think borbs have sort of become my comfort go-to thing to draw. If I want something quick and easy to sketch up ink and color. Just because their forms are so simple. They're kind of like a friend of mine, Anzu, has his own little creatures. I believe he calls them shrems. Fayrox, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. I think we'll go for yellow earrings. And why not yellow for details? And then we can go for some green. Although, maybe I want to save the green for the flower crown one, actually. And instead, we get dark blue. Just trying to go in somewhat circular motions and also cover as much of this as fast as I can, because if I leave it to dry for too long, then you'll be able to see the streaks of where the ink that dried left off, which will make the coat look uneven, which means I will have to go over it again. So hopefully this comes out even enough where I won't have to do that. just color in that tail, it's fine. And you know what? A little bit of dark yellow, a little bit right here. Good enough. Chow? Oh. Are you talking about like a Sonic Chow? Or did you just leave? Either way. Hope you have a good day otherwise. Sonic the Hedgehog, my beloved. Yeah. The Chow are also like very round creatures that can be really easy to just like draw in a pinch. Super cutesy, super marketable. I'm thinking a mixture of pinks, purples, blues, and yellows. done, we cut them out. But yeah, my cutting job isn't always the neatest, which is why for my Ko-fi sticker shop, I asked someone else to handle cutting them out for me. So just a quick plug, I have a Ko-fi right here. It has a little Ko-fi sticker shop in which you can get cute little stickers that are more evenly cut like these. And these are characters from my Snapdragon Club series. So if you like cute little character stickers, you can check them out on my Ko-fi. With that, I believe I have everything. Maybe I need to do this a little bit more cleanly. There we are. And with that, these borb stickers are all done. Let's give you some time in the spotlight first. And then you. There we are. And here's all 4 of them together. But I think that's enough of the stickers for now. I think what I'll do next. Oh yeah, I have some washi tape right here. And we'll grab a base sketch of my harpy form. I sketched this up nearly a month ago at this point. So I have this and a couple of other base sketches, honestly. should be doing more outfit drawings on. But yeah, I could see a Lolita type outfit. But the first thing I need to do is do some research. So in the meantime, I think what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually use these borb stickers and just place these out on the outskirts right here. We'll see how many I can fit. Now, if you guys have seen my Fantasy Life tier list, you know that trying to take the stickers off their backing with gloves on is a difficult task, but not impossible. So here is this little sticker, and I'm gonna put this one right over here. And then let's try this one. I might have something over here. Oh. Voila. There we go. Here's our little blue borb. Now that I think about it, he's kind of got Sonic colors. I'll put a little too big for there. Don't want it too close just in case, so maybe I'll put you in the corner down here for now. Can't quite see, but he's down here. Also, I don't know if it is warm where you guys are, but I think it definitely is for me, so I'm keeping cool with some fruity tea. Some mango green tea specifically. So hope you guys, everyone in chat and everyone watching the VOD is keeping cool. Okay, I think I've messed around with the borb stickers enough. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick moment to do some research on what sort of Lolita outfit I want to attempt. So excuse me while I go a little bit of a clickety-clack. My boba is gone and consumed. Yeah, I have already consumed my boba yesterday as well. Well, let's see. I should probably go for Lolita rather than Gothic Lolita because my colors are definitely already very dark to begin with, so brighter colors on the outfit would be very beneficial in helping the outfit stand out. there's one with a butterfly motif going on. Red and white is also very much a classic. I could do that. While I'm here, wait a minute, what's going on? Hold on a moment. Is the fishing minigame not working? Excuse you, fishing. That is so weird. For a second I thought it was just a whole lot of lag, but the game seems unresponsive for some reason. Why? Why you do this to me? I just want to fish. Why you no respond? This isn't good. It was working just fine. I'm gonna... I'm just gonna have this up on screen for a second, but also, like, I'm concerned now because the minigame was working just fine not too long ago. What's going on? This is annoying now. I mean... Is it not working because I had it open? What is going on? Also, I apologize for spamming going in between scenes. I'm just trying to figure out what in the world. Well, this is why today is more of an experimental stream, so... Yeah, no rush, Haruo. Don't worry about it. I'm just annoyed that the fishing game isn't working. Well, I guess this has been... This is slowly becoming into a debugging stream now. I don't understand. How about this? I severely apologize. I'm just a little frustrated. For the last couple of streams, the fishing minigame was working just fine. And for it to suddenly be not working is just... it's a little heartbreaking. Because I always thought it was a little fun thing. But if I can't get it to work, I don't know what I'll do. I wonder if something on the back end changed. This is going to annoy me so much. Like, Stream Elements is working just fine. But for some reason, it is not reacting. And I don't know why. Anyways, I did pick out 2 references for the Lolita outfit, which I suppose I should be doing instead of focusing so much on this. It's just annoying. Okay, well, alright. I'll stop messing with it for now, but it is highly disappointing. I will go ahead and grab my reference, which I think I will go for this blue floral looking Lolita dress. there's anyone out there watching the VOD who knows anything about stream elements and how it works, feel free to let me know. I'm still very much a novice when it comes to streaming and working with stream related programs, so any advice is appreciated. Oops. I'm not sure how well you could hear me all the way over there. My bad. Wonderful. Completely off my game now. But it's alright. The trials and tribulations of streaming. Okay, so something like that, and then it's actually a bit more like down here and down here. Or maybe I can attempt to make them blue snapdragons, perhaps. That might actually be fun. And the sleeves would go I don't know, perhaps something like this, maybe. Something super lacy. I think sketch-wise, that's about as good as I'm gonna go. Maybe what I'll do is have little anklets to do like these. That's kind of cute. that's going to be my sketch, so I'll go ahead and get to inking. I'm still a little bit annoyed at the fishing game. I hope for those of you watching the VOD, you're having a more positive day than I'm having right now. Goodness. I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's honestly not that bad. I was just so excited to have it. And it's just a little bit disappointing that it's... After several streams of it working, it suddenly decides not to work for some reason. And I'm not sure if it's because of something I did or if it's because of something in the back end going wrong. I wonder. Try one last thing and see if it helps. The tried and true turn it off and on again. that's just going to be something I have to deal with later then. All right, back to artwork. So for these lacy bits, instead of going like in like little like circular type lumps, I'm kind of going like almost like angular square type. So it's like square hump, then like square hump up, then square hump down, and just keep going in that sort of zigzag motion, but then also curve the line as I go. That's generally what I'm attempting to do, and hoping that that sort of comes out the way I want it. And I think it's working out pretty well. Dress look as fluffy as possible. Can't say I've had much practice doing frilly floofy things, so this was very nice practice. Maybe I'll add some extra details to the feathers just to sort of match the aesthetic of the dress. can. Oh, with your OC ref? What's going on? Well, so I hope you like how this is turning out so far. Because I think I just finished the inking for this. So I'm gonna just start erasing the pencil and see what we're left with. I missed a spot. Easy fix. Alright, looking pretty decent. I did not complete this. There we go. Let's go ahead and add that. Yeah, that looks about right. Brain no work. Yeah. Sometimes there are just days like that. You think it's cute? Thank you. I'll just go ahead and take a moment to quickly show that off. So I think I'll just grab some of my blues and we can see where this goes. But I think also, first of all, let's start with coloring all of my base skin and feather colors. Yes, I have the plastic bleed protection on, so we're good to go. Classic red to yellow, which, considering all the other colors, is going to make the eyes really pop. Just gonna double check one last time to see what I want to color things. You want to rebrand so badly? Should you just do it? Well, if you got an idea for a rebrand and you're willing to do all the work required, then I don't see why not. I mean, my current form isn't what it's always been. I think, yeah, you've been there for essentially all the iterations of my harpy form. So you know how much I've changed. I'm a lot cuter since I was first designed. You want tuna? No. Well, I don't think the mic cut out. Depends what's the last thing you heard. I was just taking a moment to take a quick bite because it is past lunchtime and I have not eaten much today. Last thing you heard was me laughing. Yeah, I can't remember if there was something that I was actually saying during that portion. My bad. And don't worry, I will get things to eat. But I spent essentially the entire time you were gone to attempt to mess with the fishing game, but to no avail, unfortunately. I don't know if it's something I did or if there's something in the back end. It is quite possible that I messed up, but I'm just trying to take my mind off it for now. Okay, light blue, darker blue dress. Yeah, I love the fishing game too. I thought it was really fun idea and stuff, but unfortunately it just was not to be. At least not right now. think that this piece is almost done. Very awesome. Thank you very much. So, let's see if we can't get that to focus a little bit. Oops. And now that that's all done, I think I can safely put more borb stickers on this. Can't type out everything, but it's awesome, cute, and cool. Thank you. Yeah, I really do appreciate it. It's been a hot minute since I did something this frilly, so I'm glad I could do it somewhat justice at least. To get the backing off this one. I think I can put you, well, I kind of want to put you down here. Yeah. Looking good, looking good. And then perfect. There. And Haikana, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the fishing game is working. I've tried so hard to figure out how to jumpstart it, but it really does seem like it's not working. You love the dress? Thank you. So yeah, one last time. Here's all the art that we managed to get done this stream. Oops. And there we go. You're the real catch. You hush. You hush and shush. But with that being said, I think this will unfortunately have to be the end of the stream. It didn't turn out as I'd hoped. Because, well, I was hoping that there could be a lot more fishing going on, but for some reason, the game decided to not work. And I don't know why. Well, we'll see if this fishing game comes back in the next stream. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing these beautiful pictures being made regardless. And so, with that being said, thank you all for joining me during this stream. Friday's stream will be at the same usual time where we will return to coloring more of the Actress's Tale comic. So you guys can look forward to more of that story coming very soon. So with that being said, everyone in chat who stopped by, thank you very much. And for everyone who managed to check out this VOD, I'm sorry for the times where I was frustrated, but I'm glad you stopped by all the same. And I promise there are better streams out there. There's also plenty of the comic dubs that you can check out on my channel as well, that are based in the Snapdragon Club series and the world of Sanctus. So there's lots to look forward to there. And last plug-in, I have a Ko-fi link if you feel that my art is worth supporting. Not only can you donate, which also comes with the cute little animation if you happen to donate while I'm streaming, but I also have these little stickers available in the sticker shop. So these will be available for as long as these designs are still available on the shop, because I am in the midst of trying to make more designs of my characters for the stickers. But yes, for the final time, thank you all for stopping by, and I hope you all I hope to see you guys on the Friday stream. See you guys then. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.